Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Tangledeep. Today we're going to be playing a more spirit power focused character. We really haven't done that much and we have a lot of good items for it. People seem pretty eager to see Spell Shaper, and I do think Spell Shaper is good. We're going to end up in Spell Shaper, but I want to start today's run as a Soul Keeper. We're going to pick up the ability to get echoes from monsters, the ability to summon a couple of cool pets. Then we'll probably go through Floromancer a little bit. A lot of the Floromancer stuff is spirit power based, and having more pets sounds pretty good to me. I think we're going to end up in a pretty pet heavy build here, which is good for a lot of reasons. And then we're going to end up being a Spell Shaper. And honestly, we may not do job trials at all. We'll see. I might not even go for it, because I'd really like to get into New Game Plus a little bit more, see if we can actually get to the final boss. I don't know if anything will be different, but I'm just, I'm curious about what it holds. And both of our last runs, which were going very well, were ended by the job trials being very difficult. So we might skip that. I also might dip into Boudica or Gambler, because again, there's just some passives that are awfully good. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to focus on Spirit Power, though. Let's get in there. That's an okay name. I happen to think this one's pretty good, though. So let's take a moment and think about feats. Food Lover and Thirst Quencher have been good to us. What killed us last time was just not having enough healing, taking too much damage. Is there anything here that Thirst Quencher and Food Lover are worse than in terms of keeping us alive in situations like that? Toughness might be good. I'm not sure exactly how much extra HP it is. But giving us sort of more... starting with extra HP is, first of all, it's going to improve the amount of healing that we get from everything, because everything's healing is based on your max HP. And then also, it'll give us a little bit more burst protection. We'll be less likely to just blow up in 1 or 2 hits. You know what, let's try Toughness. I'm not sure how much HP it is. We have kind of a sense, though, of HP at the different levels now. Let's see, we'll see how useful this is. We could go Fast Learner, but I don't think that's really... the rate of job point income isn't really our problem. We probably do want to stick with either Thirst Quencher or Food Lover for the other slot, huh? Food tastes better. That's a nice fringe benefit, not really a mechanical thing, but... Game difficulty modifiers. If you want to change the core experience of Tangledeep, you can enable game modifiers. This is not the intended way to play Tangledeep. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm gonna, not with the game modifiers. The flask is... we use the flask a lot. Food is more likely to be saving us in an emergency, though. Let's take Food Lover over Thirst Quencher. When I get really in danger, it's good food that saves us, not the flask so much. All right, so we're going to pick up the ability to make several types of pets from Soul Keeper. Then we're going to pick up Floriconda at the very least, maybe also the spitting plants. I don't know, we'll see how our energy consumption is, but we do need to work out a solution for energy. So first of all, withdrawing items. I know we have a number of good items, a number of good spirit items. The first thing we probably want is Dungeon Digest. 10% spirit power, 12% elemental damage. Seems like it must be pretty good. And then, I don't know exactly what Keen Eyes is going to do, but can't be bad, right? What about our weapon? Well, we have Yami's Shard Collar. Chance to fire 2 to 4 damaging star shards each time you attack. When attacking, gain 20% of your spirit power and bonus damage, plus spirit plus energy. It is worth noting that this is a non-elemental weapon, but, I mean, it seems awfully good. What else do we have in terms of spellcasting weapons? Tico's Thunder. Lightning damage, chance to call lightning bolts, chance to reflect magical projectiles. Well, that seems awfully good. Plus 15% lightning damage, plus 15% all elemental damage, reduce energy costs, plus 15% spirit power. That, oh wow. Okay, so Yami's Shard Collar gives you 20 spirit and increases your attack damage. We take them both? We usually have this equipped, but we switch over to the other thing when we run Thunder immunes. Probably. Seems reasonable. What else do we want? Swiftness and Guile is not really the direction we're headed in. 20% of energy spent is converted to stamina restored. 20% of stamina restored. Yep, okay. 15% spirit power. That's some dodge. I like dodge. That's a thing we could think about there. 20 discipline, 8% chance to charm on hit is considerable. Plus lightning damage, plus swiftness. That's a shame. Do we have a plus lightning damage item that is more spellcasting focused? Guile and discipline. Energy and discipline. Discipline and spirit are both important. Spirit gives us more spirit power. Discipline gives us spirit power and also elemental defense. That's not bad. Venom Ring's not really the thing we were looking for, though. So we do have a number of plus spirit items. "25% chance to add a damaging burn effect on hit, and fire damage always has a chance to stun." How much fire damage are we going to be doing, I wonder? Let's have a look at our stuff here. Hold on. Go ahead and equip this. Equip you in slot 2, you in slot 1, you go in the offhand. Huh, can we not... Oh, this is a two-handed staff. Huh. I didn't realize that some were one-handed and some were two-handed. I knew you could offhand with some of them. So wait, if I switch to this... Yeah. I knew you could offhand with staves. I didn't realize that there were any two-handed ones. They have the same range. They have comparable weapon power. This one obviously has a lot of other stuff going on. Yeah, the extra lightning damage dealt, so... This has 20 extra spirit on it. We give up the 20 extra spirit to gain 15% spirit power... Sorry, 5% spirit power relative to the pair of these items. And 15% lightning damage and 15% all element damage. Well, 3%, so... 15% lightning damage, 3% extra all element damage. I think this is going to be better as the dungeon continues to get more difficult. This might be a better way to go really early on. We're just mostly auto-attacking. Yeah, alright. This being a two-handed staff complicates the evaluation somewhat, for sure. Let's withdraw another item then. So we don't really have a lot of fire stuff. I want to make good use of this. Maybe we'll have to build a fire-focused character next. That might be interesting. So I'm not super... I don't think it's super important to be carrying a shock ring, then. Not right now, anyway. We could just go Veil in our other slot for the moment, or... This thing's pretty good. We want something of concentration, probably. Guile is not so important. 20 extra max energy is nice. Poison and dodge, I'm not super hot on. We do have a flame orb. We could just try to find a good weapon, go flames, put the lucid flame orb on it, and then use that headband. Now that's probably trying to do too much with one character. Let's leave that for a future character. So I guess for right now, let's take like let's take this circlet, I suppose. We're gonna want to actually add some extra traits to that. I don't have any armor in there that seemed appropriate. I mean, it's not like we're gonna need it necessarily. No, I really have not banked that much armor. I suppose this isn't bad. It's got a reasonable amount of physical resistance. The thorns could be useful. There's some small chance, I'm pretty sure it's still a thing. I know we didn't see it happen, but I do believe there's a chance, an upgraded chance to find items of a set while wearing items from that set. You go with this instead and just get tons of CT. We'll wear this. Alright, we can go get our pet. Our corral pet. Thanks for the mints? What are you trying to tell me something here? Alright, we won't be able to afford to insure him right away, but also there is no chance that we will need to do that, I don't think. The cost of insurance is based partially on my level and partially on his level. So unfortunately, 900 gold right off the bat. So those leaves that we just got from the tree. Should probably learn some stuff before we go into the dungeon. So 125% of spirit power as shadow. Just a couple of good direct damage spells. And then also, I do like the Soul Shade. Call Elemental Spirit, I think, is the best of the pet summoning spells that this class has access to. We're definitely going to want to get that. I'll get Reverberate Monster for now, I guess. Like, I'm thinking the Soul Shade's good, but it only lasts 30 turns. It does only need 3 echoes, though. Yeah, alright, let's start with that. Is there anything else we want to do before we leave town for the first time? We should probably go ahead and start storing up good food now. Get our initial rumors. Find Jelly Grotto for a small amount of money. Man, come on, offer me something that has points. Fine, we'll take all this gold. I was really hoping for some early JP. Feel like I'm forgetting something. Can't think of what it would be. I do not want to play the tutorial first. Alright. Obviously, Rockbot is going to solve all of our problems. So here we have a Monster Echo. Also, I believe it is always the case that picking up a dropped power-up will give us echoes. So we generate echoes, and then once we have enough, we can use our cool monster generating spells. So obviously we've done the beginning part of the game several times right now, or several times by now, and it wasn't difficult, really, even at the beginning. It's going to be far less difficult now, of course, with Rockbot here. We do need to actually fight and kill all of these enemies, because we need the XP. Hey look, it's that guy. So one thing that Keen Eyes is doing for us is it's telling us exactly how much HP things have. That's awesome. I like that very, very much. We're going to be able to make a lot better decisions with that information. Yeah, we might stick with the Starcaller thing, just because of the fact that it allows me to offhand Dungeon Digest. That other staff is awesome, but it being two-handed really hurts. It would be impossible for us to defeat the Rockbot if he turned on us. Good to know. Thanks for telling me, game. And then my other rumor is just to kill a guy who's in here, right? An enemy named Blarg. I'm assuming a slime. So we want to focus on spirit and discipline. Spirit is our raw offense thing. Discipline is our offense and defense thing. Our physical defense is probably going to be a little bit iffy. We're probably going to have to pick up some strength at some point, or enemies like those bandit snipers from the end of the game are going to be super dangerous. But right now, I think let's just focus on raw offense. We'll certainly be getting a lot of discipline over the course of the game. Well, things are starting to get a little weird over here. So you can see this is what the Shadow Bolt spell does. Every time we pick up a monster echo, it will heal us for a very, very small amount. I'm not sure if that's going to be true anymore once we're not a Spellkeeper, or a Soul Keeper. Hold on, let's look at our past classive again. Our class passive, again. Chance to find extra echoes when damaging monsters. Echoes last for twice as long. Okay. So, we are going to get echoes much more slowly once we're no longer a Soul Keeper. We're going to be a little bit more careful with these spells. But they're still going to be good. And there are going to be times where, like, summoning an extra pet or two in the late game, and especially in New Game Plus, is going to be just incredibly valuable. Definitely life-saving. Wow, that was really easy even for this dungeon. It's never super hard, but it just seemed very short, right? Alright. Never super valuable, but, you know, we're getting there. So, I'm not sure if we want to learn everything in Soul Keeper. I don't think immunology is great. It's unreliable, and it's not even that powerful when it does work. Parting gifts can definitely be valuable, especially if we're going to end up with a lot of summoned pets, which it seems like it might be the case. Seems an echo to add. So, inflicts random ailments on a group of enemy. May inflict attack down, defense down, rooted, charmed, or paralyze. Over a pretty large area. This used to not be very good. It sounds like they've improved it a little bit. I don't think it affected a large area before. Obviously, call Elemental Spirit. We're in for... This allows us to spend echoes to do extra damage with our ranged attacks. We probably will not be taking this. Uses 1 echo per ranged attack to deal 20% of weapon power plus 20% of spirit power as bonus damage, and also lower elemental defense by 10%. This is probably... We won't use this, so it's probably not worth spending the JP on. We are, however, going to take Spirit Walk, because Spirit Walk is awesome. Become invisible and unattackable for a few turns, especially if you have a lot of pets around, can really save your life. I would go so far as to say Spirit Walk is one of the best parts of this class. I guess I don't need to keep going out of my way to pick up echoes while we're full on them. Alright, we should probably go up into the right here, make sure that we're not missing a lot of stuff. You saw there the shards come flying out of our shard collar. It successfully called them. Alright, we're going to try to burn through this opening section really quickly. And by this opening section, I mean... That's not the right staircase. By this opening section, I mean... the game. The first game. The pre-New Game Plus game. I don't know, like, we'll do the first job trial. That seems pretty doable. Although, being a Spell Shaper is tough. Maybe we won't do job trials at all, honestly. They're very dangerous. Oh, hey, it's the Spiny Maze. Well, we have pets. We are a pet class. We can do the Spiny Maze more easily than some classes could. Actually, we should probably go back to town, huh? They've run completely out of rumors. Oh. I just barely didn't kill that guy. Alright, find Applewood Grove to get a terrible hand axe. There we go, some XP. There's a cheese wheel-loving Panthox on floor 4. It kind of seems like in this universe, everybody is cheese-loving. Get him, Rockbot. Or don't get him, Rockbot. That's fine too. So the spikes you're seeing on the ground are coming from our vest. Alright, could you please distract them? So this is a thing you can do now. You can right-click on a charmed monster to basically uncharm it so that you can attack it when you want to. I really appreciate that feature, because there are times when a monster being charmed is just annoying. Not really that helpful even. Yeah, you see, the Soul Shade is awesome, but he does not last very long. Hey, Rockbot. There's an enemy right here. Do you want to, like, get on that? That guy attacked me. Go get him. Gonna let him handle this. He's not going to get hostile on enemies unless they attack one of us, it seems like. He doesn't have the target acquisition skills. Yeah, see, even though there's an enemy right here and we both know it, he won't go after it until it starts stuff. Well, we can't really afford to not finish the side areas early in the game. We need to burn through those early job points as quickly as possible, kind of like the last character. But, like, this is the thing that I think is coolest about Tangledeep's design. I like a lot of the systems, and all the dungeon crawling stuff is good. I like a good roguelite, I like a good dungeon crawler. But it's the build your own class stuff that I think is really, really compelling about this game. This is very reflective of the way I play pretty much every tabletop RPG. I was that guy in the D&D group who was like, well, I'm going to need to take a level of this prestige class and a level of that one. Do they even do prestige classes anymore? I don't even know. I don't really know anything about 5th edition. I haven't played D&D in a very long time, actually, at this point. I still play tabletop RPGs. I'm actually running a campaign right now, but my true tabletop gaming love is Shadowrun. D&D is what I play with people who are already used to tabletop games, basically. I managed to get some people into stuff that hadn't really played a lot of tabletop games before. And so I was like, okay, I have the perfect one. And by perfect one, I mean the one I like. You guys don't know any better, so you won't know whether it's even any good or not. Ow. Please stop shooting me with... You want to do something about this? This one even attacked me. My pet is just like... Oh, because he can't get past the box. Soul Shade, get him. You guys, I hate the spiny maze. I really, really don't like it. Okay. Done. Finally. Yeah, the Spidey Maze, it does feel to me like a little bit much for an early character. Like, if you're playing a melee character, especially if you're playing a melee character and you are new to the game, you don't really know what's up, and you don't have a lot of gear built up to carry over from other runs and stuff, the Spidey Maze seems just brutal. I think the next thing we want to buy is probably Summon Elemental. Wow. Good rock smash. It killed one of those things from full health. It's worth noting that Spirit increases the amount of stats that you recover from the power-ups. It's not something that's come up a lot because we haven't really been building Spirit characters at all. But it is a nice benefit. Now, unfortunately, because we're not going to usually be fighting in melee, we're not going to be producing as many power-ups as we have on other characters. Every time you hit an enemy in melee, you have a chance to spawn additional power-ups. So we're gonna have to be a little bit more careful with our stuff. That thing that restores portions of stamina and energy. Okay, that was part of our ribbon, so that's something that we have no matter which weapon we're using. Sweet, an axe. Stop right there. Give me that banana back. Where are these insects even carrying all of this fruit that they're stealing? How does that work? There's so many questions about the logistics of things in Tangledeep. So where are we at on this? Okay. Where we're at is, I have it now. You need 3 echoes, 10 stamina, and 10 energy. And you have to cast it on a square of some kind of elemental effect. So we can like use it to summon water elementals on water tiles, or if we start a fire in a tile, we can summon a fire elemental. You can get muck elementals out of mud, those ones that dampen healing. Which is fine. It can be fine. Water elementals are really the way we're going to be going most of the time, though. Look, it's our buddy the gold frog. How you doing, man? What are you doing here? We're just gonna let him be. We're not gonna harass him. And I mean, the reason we're not harassing him is because we know we won't get anything out of it, which I guess is sort of a selfish way to make that decision. Rockbot, do something. He's paralyzed. This is what I was afraid of. Fortunately, paralyzed prevents you from attacking, not from using abilities. So it'll be a lot less of a problem for us in general. It won't really put us in danger ever. Also, you don't really see a lot of paralyzed past the early part of the dungeon. There are those floors on the upper levels that will paralyze you if you step on them. We never really had problems with them. I assume they can be an issue sometimes. If ranged enemies were to stand on them, I could see that being an issue. We're definitely taking all of the Pandora chests that we can find through the early game. I guess maybe if I didn't take so many Pandora chests, the job trials would be more doable. Honestly, though, I kind of wonder if... Wow, I didn't even see that thing. Problem is, it's at a height where if I'm ever mousing over anything, it's covered up. Yeah, the job trials might be easier if we don't take any chests. So I wonder if maybe the smart thing to do is to do the job trials in New Game Plus. I mean, I know we did fail to do that very thing. But maybe the smartest thing to do is to get to New Game Plus, take that option that lets you reset your Pandora chest count, and then immediately do them. Because it seems like the enemies in there are scaled to endgame difficulty anyway. There's probably not a lot to lose by doing it that way. I mean, except your entire run, obviously. The earlier you do it in your adventure, the less time you lose, effectively, when you die. That's semi-compelling. There are 11 monsters wandering around. A champion named Ravenous Fungal Toad Regenerating is located at 2617. That's interesting. I wonder where the origin is. He's telling me 2617, but I don't know if we're top left origin or bottom left origin. People who are familiar with math, coming to these coordinate systems through math, will generally expect the origin to be in one place, and people who come through some game design frameworks will expect it to be in a different place. You know what? I'm gonna summon a water elemental. Okay, so the river spirit doesn't last very long either. I feel like it used to be longer. He also used to heal you. He doesn't seem to be healing me. If they took out the healing thing, it's still a very good spell, but it will mean that we no longer need to save it for exclusively for making river spirits, which it seems like may have been the intent. Judging from the fact, this is the guy who wants cheese wheels. Hold on, we'll be right with you. Okay. Do I have a cheese wheel? I have some fine cheese. Nope, don't hit my pet. You do not want to do that. It really will not go well for you if you anger him. Okay, let's see if we can get a cheese wheel here. And indeed, also 2 butler spells. Suppose we had to harvest every time we come back. So I know about rose petals. I appreciate what you're doing for me here, but I know about the rose petals. A clay pot. Give us 65 JP as long as I don't use my flask until we break it. Sounds good. I like any amount of job points. Blackened does not usually mean killed with shadow magic. But alright, I can do that. We have a shadow spell. We actually have 2 sources of shadow damage. Okay. Yeah, we're good. I'm not going to pick up Echo Bolts. We will go ahead and grab Baleful Echoes. And then Parting Gifts. And then I think we're going to bounce out of this class. So we're not that far off, actually. I'm not sure exactly what order we're going to do things in, or indeed, even which classes, but I do know that we are going to end in Spell Shaper. Okay, that was a level up, that's cool. Sure, more spirit. I think we probably want the stamina and energy restoration. And we're definitely going to be on the lookout for items that give us options in that realm, because we're going to want to be casting spells a lot more than attacking. Sorry, we're still going to attack more than we cast spells, probably. There we go. But we're going to be casting abilities a lot more than we did on previous characters. Hold on a second, did I just see? Yes, I did. All of the champions, get them all. Rockbot's pretty good at his job, I guess. I see the power-ups drop, and I just have to pick them up. They're brightly colored things on the floor, and when I walk over them, it shows me a little plus and a number, and you guys know how I feel about making numbers go up. But man, we don't need these, like... I'm obsessively picking up power-ups while we're at full health and full stamina and full energy and full echoes. Okay, we gotta try to kill this guy with shadow damage. He's gonna kill it. I didn't want to hit it again because I knew for sure he would kill it if I hit it again. Can I click him to make him non-hostile? I can make him stop using abilities. This kill Spine Bros or Spinebros or whatever with Shadow Damage thing might turn out to be kind of tricky, just because it's difficult for me to guarantee what will happen with enemies given the incredible power of our pet. Get him, River Spirits. I recharmed him. That feels very unfair. I feel bad about it. Alright, we want to not burn too much extra JP, so we want to really keep an eye on this. 55 more job points. One health, yay! Another 24. Panthoxes are actually worth a surprising amount right now. Well, I guess this guy's gonna be the one who puts us over. Oh, stop. No more enemies. Alright, so let's swap over into... Let's probably do Florimancer next. Hold on. I did actually grab that a bit. Yes, okay. Yeah, let's do Florimancer next. Let's pick up some plant summoning. Alright, some XP for that one, some XP for that one. Alright, I have 3 already. Yeah, we definitely want to summon a Floriconda, without question. But, at the very least, I'm not exactly sure how deep we'll go, but at the very least, we also want to get Creeping Death, because Creeping Death does very, very, very good damage. The Floriconda is going to have some... like, it's not going to be nearly as good as it would be if we were actually a Florimancer, but it's also not going to be terrible. I don't know that we need to randomly summon vines wherever we go. There's something to be said for having vines around for Thorn Explosion, and I guess it's also the case that Spell Shaper doesn't really have a lot of class passives, so we will have some passive slots. Maybe Aura of Growth would be a good idea for the purposes of having Thorn Explosion and Vine Swing available. Vine Swing is a very cheap movement ability. Bed of Thorns is not bad. Spitting Plant we definitely want. Photosynthesis. Absorb solar energy to power up your plant-based summons for a brief time. 20% extra damage for 8 turns from all of our summons, for all of our Florimancer summons. That seems okay, I guess. Probably won't bother with Vine Wall. Maybe won't bother with Vine Wall. Anyway, obviously Floriconda is the thing we're going for first. Do you have anything really cool? It would have to be really cool. Hey, you do. Teleportation scrolls are, in fact, really cool. Is there anything else I wanted to do while I was here? I don't think so, right? Check for harvest and then get back to it. One thing I'm really interested in doing once we get back into New Game Plus is potentially breeding a higher powered pet. I'm not really sure how it works when you... I'm gonna summon an elemental over here. Is that the wrong... I clicked the wrong button. I'm not really sure how it works with 3rd generation pets. Like, what if we breed Rockbot with something? Does the thing that comes out only get one of his abilities? Do I have any kind of control over that? I assume that it wouldn't get all of the abilities, because if it did, then obviously you could eventually craft a pet that has every ability. Okay, I was going to say, I saw some healing in the middle there. Does the river spirit still heal? Okay, it still heals itself. It might not heal the player anymore. That used to be the whole reason to take Elemental Spirit, and it was the reason that you saved your charges for spots where there were water. If they have nerfed that, I understand why, because it was making all the other elementals look bad and be not important. There's also some awkwardness with it in that it is very often the case that you are summoning elementals that are of a type that the area is themed to, and as such don't do great damage. Like, for example, in lava-heavy areas, it's easy to make elementals out of the lava, but a lot of the creatures are fire-themed, so a lava elemental or a fire elemental won't actually do any damage to them. But for now, it is still the case that we're not really having to use a lot of spells. That will change. Although, as you saw with our last character, it is probably the case that we will be very powerful right up until the ending areas of the first run through the game. New Game Plus is when stuff will start getting, like, really dangerous again. That said, we all know that my absent-mindedness is our greatest threat, so I gotta keep my focus here, man. I gotta keep my head on a swivel. But we really have not seen a lot of those Spine Bros. I may not be able to do this rumor. We might have to drop it. It's not like the rewards were amazing. I'm not too broken up about it. Get him, Rockpot. Cowardice. You're gonna see a lot of that kind of discretion. These are fine. Lightning Brews are fine. Blaze Molotovs are pretty good, actually. Okay. Where are we at on job points? 199. We're not too far off of having our Floriconda. Yeah, but I was thinking, like, man, it would be nice to have the Floriconda before the first boss fight, but you know what? We're gonna absolutely clown on this dude without question. We don't need the Floriconda to do that. I'm gonna... Man, there are probably situations here where we're gonna want campfire dessert. Let's try to have one on us. Well, we'll make roasted meat most of the time. If we end up using our dessert to save our lives, then we can make another one. Alright, we know what's up here. We know all about Duke Dirtbeak and his rug. Alright, I don't think there's any reason for us to try to abuse the choke point. Again, we're so much more powerful than this area. I was kind of hoping we can make a spirit out of the gas. Okay, that's fine. We can, we can kill one of these chemists, and then we can just use Reverberate Monster on it. Now we have our own chemist. I've gone invisible, so they won't bother me. I'm just going to head back over here. Presumably our chemist will keep that guy busy. Let's get rid of this one. Alright, Duke Dirtbeak has almost been killed by our pet already. So the reverberated monsters last a lot longer. They have a small stat penalty. They're like 25% less damage and 33% less max HP. But they're still very powerful. One thing I'm not really sure of is with parting gifts, our pets explode when they die, but I'm not sure if that means when they're killed in combat or when we lose control of them. Like, what if they just time out, right? Because they have pretty short timers. I have no idea if them timing out gives us the explosion or not. So yeah, the potion heal now. The Mad Chemist doesn't seem to use it on us anymore. It looks like they got rid of all of the ways that pets and monsters could heal you, which is sensible. They're trying to work on a limited healing model here, and that stuff totally broke it. Alright, I'm very excited to have a Floriconda. What a good pet. Okay, let's go back to town, get a new rumor. I know we're just wasting our chemist here, but that's fine. I'm not totally in love with him. Let's drop this rumor. And I guess I didn't do this other rumor either. We didn't stick around long enough to find the particular Crabbid who was going to give us 43 extra XP. You know what? Sure, I will go back down there. Now that you're offering me job points for it, yes, I will do it. Okay, fungal caves. That's a fair amount of stuff there. So why don't we go up to fungal caves and do this first? Because otherwise I'm going to forget and I'm going to change my gear at some point and we're going to lose everything. Actually, that's probably not true. I probably would not change gear into anything that I find in this part of the game. Hey, that guy looks like Kyle. Alright, yes. Give me your strange potion. Yes, please let me drink from the bottle you are offering me. Stranger I just met in a cave. That's called adventuring. Some people would call it foolishness. I call it adventuring. Well, this was fast. Hey, how's it going, guy? Okay. What was the... I've already forgotten. What was the thing I was supposed to do? I was supposed to kill a Grim Bog Frog. Okay. That goes to the lava pit. We will be heading there soon. Might be nice to get Vine Swing before we do that. Nope, that's just a normal Bog Frog. I mean, they all seem kind of grim to me, but what do I know? I feel bad about that beetle. It was clearly running away. We probably could have just let it go. And wherever this frog is, he is a slippery one. Somebody tipped him off. Somebody in town is working for him. He's got a man on the inside. They tipped him off. Alright, so we're gonna call up a river spirit here. The water spirit should be pretty good at fighting anything we might find. It's nice and easy down here in the early part of the dungeon where there are not monsters that are immune to damage types routinely. I'm pretty sure there's no reason not to use Butler's Bells as soon as you find them. I don't think it's the case that like their reward scales with your level or how far you are in the dungeon or anything. That one was fine, I guess. Hardy meat witches are not super exciting. I guess I just dropped a sandwich in this dirty cave water. Ah, whatever, it's fine. Oh, wait, the pet shop. Oh man, that's what I did that job trial last time. I had all of those eggs. Maybe that's how we solved the job trial. Oh, but you're only allowed to use so many consumables. I assume that eggs count. Not a lot of really strong eggs here. I mean, cave stalkers are fine. Fungal toads are good. Oh, I don't have a monster mallet. I guess I'll buy one here. No sense not doing it. It's not like we have an inventory limit or anything. Alright, so that's our rumors done. We should probably head back down now. Where were those stairs? Managed to completely miss the bridge. It's a normal thing that happens to people all the time. You ever just been walking somewhere and you're trying to cross a bridge and you just miss entirely and fall in the river? Who hasn't had this experience? Honestly, though, it does sound like something I might do. The absent-mindedness is not just a video game thing. Sometimes my mind wanders while I'm doing important things, like trying not to fall in a river, and I find that I am so focused on internal stuff that I do, in fact, fall in the river. Not a specific... There we go, there's our job points. That's not a specific real-world example. I don't know that I have ever fallen in a river, but you know the kind of thing I'm talking about. Walking into door frames, etc. Alright, we know we're taking Spitting Plant. I'm not 100% sure what we are taking from this class, but we're definitely taking Spitting Plant and Thorn Explosion. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get Aura of Growth too. So I guess we'll be a Florimancer for a while. And our trees are really, really high yield. As well grab some new rumors if she'll give us some. Okay, defeat 3 treasure hunters with physical damage. That's easy enough. Yeah, unfortunately, not really great rewards there. Oh, I shouldn't have used the cave. It teleported right back up to the branching meadow. There are probably some eggs that are good enough that you would want to use them over healing consumables, right? I could see that being the case. I wonder if after Floriconda we should go to Boudica to get Two-Fingered Catch, or whether that's not a good use of our money and time. 'Cause like I said, we're not really... our support slots are not going to be nearly as contested as they were on the last character. We might be okay to do that. And if we end up being Boudica for a little while, I think there's some stuff in there that scales with spirit power. One of the marks, I think. Maybe. Now, I'm not sure if those marks, those passive effects that apply on attacks, actually work on ranged attacks. I guess next time we change jobs, we can look. We'll read the tooltips. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I thought these guys were treasure hunters, but these are plunderers. We took a quest to defeat treasure hunters. I have no idea what they are. Stop being on my side. Very annoying. This is also very annoying. Can we get a soul shade out here, please? I don't know what they would do to reduce the visual noise of those tornadoes. I mean, maybe there don't need to be so many. Maybe it would be fine if it didn't produce 50 of them. What is Longshot? Is Longshot that trait that made it so that we did extra damage at max range? Yeah, okay. That's fine. Obviously, it's a bow-specific trait, so it won't be very useful here. Why was there a level 3 Araconda inside of this level 7 secret area? Seems odd. You would expect the enemies to increase in difficulty at roughly 1 level per level, since Well, I guess it would have to be a little slower for them to do that, because there are actually 18 normal levels, aren't there? But our character caps out at 15. Alright, I think I left a fountain over here, and I do not think I'm coming back to this floor probably ever, so... As far as I know, parting gifts will work on our Floriconda. Okay, it says that triggers when they are destroyed, so I would assume that it does not work if they just time out from that. Do we want to go up to the next level? What was this over here? Okay, yeah, I mean, we gotta do all the flooded area, or we gotta do all the side areas we can. Oh, hey! Yep, so we want to summon our vine in the water on the second level. Fortunately, we do in fact have that ability this time. Kind of seems like I may be overmatching the enemies here a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and grab these fountains, even though we're not getting maximum charges out of them. You know, I don't think Illusionist is really a very valuable trait for monsters at this level. This is almost certainly the case that both of our pets are able to one-shot the illusions. A Rockbot is so good, like... He definitely trivializes the game a little bit. It's this guy again. Wow, that is 1,000 gold for that Scroll of Frogs. Are these a lot better than I've been thinking? 1,000 is a lot, right? Alright. We're going to try summoning a Scroll of Frogs when we get into some trouble. I don't know that I want to do it when we're in really a lot of trouble, like near death or anything, because it does summon a bunch of hostile enemies. But I think we're going to have to give those a real shot. Either that or it's 1,000 gold as a troll. Maybe? Seems possible. I can't imagine why those would be so much more expensive than all the other scrolls. It almost has to just be a joke thing. Maybe all the friendly frogs that it summons are really good fighters, and all the unfriendly frogs that it summons are gold frogs or something? Alright, so we probably don't want to summon a water elemental on this floor because there's a lot of water elementals that it will not be able to help us fight. Oh, that guy's a treasure hunter, okay. For some reason, not attacking us. I'll fix that. Just make it clear to him that I consider him an enemy. There we go. The monster charming thing is mostly an annoyance right now. It will become much more valuable. Hey look, that's 1,000 gold worth of magic frogs right there. Hey, you know what? Wow, this area is getting a little dense. Unfortunately, we don't actually have any good AoE magic yet. We'll get there. We will have some eventually. That guy's bonus dodge from being in the water was really helping him out. Oh, there's an Avenger that just watched us kill all those other enemies. it doesn't look like the Floriconda that we summon from this water has any special stats or anything, but I guess it wouldn't. Because if it did, if summoning a Floriconda in this water made a better Floriconda, then you would be motivated to come back down to this floor all the time, and that would be tedious. You see a lot of people like complaining about weird design decisions, things that make games more tedious if you want to play them optimally. And it's very common to see somebody in one of those discussions say, well, hey, if you don't have fun playing the game that way, then just don't play the game that way. Play the game in the way that is fun. And in general, I agree. That is oops, I was trying to click my map and I just totally missed. That is the way that you should handle that. But I do think that there's responsibility on the developer's part too, to make the optimal way to play the game not horrible and tedious. Like, just don't make it right to not have fun, right? Okay, my pets are far enough away that I do not expect that they will steal any of the herbs this time. And that's pretty cool. +3 all stats is a neat reward for a quest that's not very difficult. Alright, anyway, what were we doing? I definitely have a rumor up here that I've already forgotten about. It's probably on the next floor? I don't think it was on 7. On 9. And we need to get one more. Try Crushed Treasure Hunter. Delicious. Right, there's an evil rock viper a couple floors up from here who unfortunately doesn't actually give us very good rewards for completing the quest that is associated with it. Well, we're certainly tearing through a lot of items really quickly here. So you're going to generate a lot of money. What is that? Huh. There was a friendly thing on the map right there. And then when we went over there, it turned out to actually be nothing. Maybe it was some kind of friendly ghost. Right, so he has Shadow Grasp, but I don't know that that necessarily means that he is Shadow Immune or anything. I'm sorry. All Elemental Spirit. Okay, so you can make a Soul Shade. I was seeing if it was a different type of Shadow Elemental than Summon Soul Shade. It looks like it's not. Which means that you should really just never use Manifest Elemental on one of those spaces. Because the Soul Shade thing only requires 3 echoes and 10 energy. Well, this requires that... sorry. This requires 5 echoes. It doesn't take any energy. Right, I think our Soul Shade is going to get killed here, so let's turn on Parting Gifts. Oh, actually our Floriconda also got killed. In fact, only our Floriconda got killed. Actually, I believe the Parting Gifts thing is a permanent buff, so we should probably make sure we have that on. I thought there was sparkly stuff underneath. Oh, you know what? It's that visual bug where the paralyzed floor sometimes appears in weird places. It's just underneath those rafts. But we should probably make sure that we always have Parting Gifts up after we summon a new Floriconda, so that I don't have to think about it or try to turn it on in a stressful situation. It can just already be on. Although I don't see the buff, and they don't have the thing above their head anymore, maybe it only lasts for the rest of that floor? Look, if I hit it right now... Yeah, it says Parting Gift above his head now. It does not have an infinite duration. It has a 1,000 turn duration. You know, it says 1,000 turns, but it definitely wears off in fewer than 1,000 turns. Okay, so I guess we really do only want to use it when we think it's actually going to get popped. Wow, what a good secret area. Possible there's another adventurer in here? Stealing all my stuff and then carefully replacing the rocks at the entrance? Let's see if we can go around. I guess I probably have enough. You know what? I'm gonna save up and get Aura of Growth next, and then we'll get Vine Swing after that, and then we'll figure out what else we want. Actually, I still need Creeping Death as well. I hate to say though, this character feels pretty alright already. Once we actually have Spell Shaper, and so we have good magical attacks, good direct damage attacks, I think we're going to feel very powerful. Let's just make a Soul Shade. Don't need any conditions to produce a Soul Shade. A Lucid Orb of Bandit Slaying I do not think is useful, basically at all. So we need Creeping Death for sure. When attacked, occasionally return damage. So I don't like it on me, but the fact that it would give our Floraconda the ability is maybe worth picking this up for. I don't know. We need Vine Swing and... Oh, wow. Alright. As tempting as it is to try to, like, shoot Aether Barrage or like, area attacks in here, we gotta remember, this guy has to die to physical damage. We can certainly afford to be very aggressive with our flask charges for the moment. Okay, so we did find a way to the other side of that lava pool. We just have to go up here. No, wait. We need to go up over here, where the stairs are. Oh wait, the Kragan Mine. This is a fairly easy one. Also, we get quite a lot of money out of it, which is pretty marginal. How much money did we have on our last character when we died? I probably should have banked a huge amount of our money before attempting the job trial, given that I knew it had killed me last time, but you know, hubris, basically. I just thought, oh, no, this time I'll definitely get it. Part of it was that I thought, oh well, it'll be easier because we're not in New Game Plus, but that turned out not to be the case. You know what? I'm not actually paying attention to how much damage that shard attack is doing. We should probably keep an eye on that, because it gives us a better idea of the actual value of this staff. It may be that the shard attack isn't even a big deal. Alright. We just got it there. I did 122 damage with the attack and 62 with the star shards, but the attack was critical. So it may be the case that the star shards do about as much damage as the base attack does. Or maybe they're always in the neighborhood of half the damage that you dealt. Regardless of whether the attack was a crit or not. No, sometimes it's more. Huh, okay, well... not super conclusive, but it looks like it's somewhere in the neighborhood of half an attack to an extra attack. I don't know if it can crit. I have to walk across a little bit more lava than I would like. This is not ideal. poor Floricamba. Where are you going, man? He's fleeing the treasure hunter. I'm a little worried about this. I'm probably fine. Yeah, that did almost no damage. Definitely more worried than was warranted. We need to make sure our health stays up, though, especially if I'm going to be walking around in lava. It feels to me like there are a lot fewer chances to avoid walking in the lava here than there usually are. Vine swing is 250. We almost have it. A toxic rock viper. Aren't they all, you know what I mean? And well, I'm definitely not trying to walk down there. I guess we need to wrap back around then, or I need to try to go through the northern passage that I just walked away from. Not ideal. Boy, I don't have any movement abilities at all, huh? Alright. I'm gonna give Rockbot room to step in here. He doesn't seem to be interested in participating in this combat. Okay. That thing thought it was being really clever with its little, like, swap places and cut you attack, but I don't know that he could have done anything worse for himself. Maybe the stairs up are over here, I guess? I bet this just goes all the way through. Probably not anything of value up there. Okay, well there's the stairs, so hold on, we're going to end up over there. Let's explore here first, that I only need to cross all that lava one time. Oh, I should definitely re-summon my Floriconda. Okay, we probably want to reconfigure this a little bit. So, like, Baleful Echoes is definitely a some-of-the-time thing. Honestly, Reverberate Monster is a pretty some-of-the-time thing. These are all abilities I want on the first bar. Parting Gifts is also not a thing we're going to be doing all the time. Honestly, we're going to have some trouble fitting all of our abilities in here. Reverberate Monster can be there. Baleful Echoes can be sort of over here. I want Fitting Plant, Thorn Explosion, Vine Swing. Yeah, we're actually going to have... I'm already drinking from my flask. We're going to have a bit of trouble making room for all of our Spell Shaper stuff on the bar. We might have to reconfigure things pretty radically. This is not the right menu. Here we go. Okay. I am surprised that he was able to just teleport right on top of me like that. I'm gonna get out of the corner here. No, I am not gonna get out of the corner. They can't attack me, but they sure can still body block me. Okay. Please get out of that stuff. Look, you're safe. We did it. Here's something else, lady. Alright, a bunch of gems, which unfortunately are not really worth anything to me. I don't remember, do we get anything for talking to the foreman? No, we just got all of our... We just got all of our sweet, sweet money. Who doesn't love money? Alright, I think let's step up to the next level. Get that quest done, and then call it for the day. What was the quest again? It was just fight something, right? Yeah, okay. Well, here's the guy. Look at that, we're in full-on zookeeper mode here. I've always been a big fan of this strategy in games. Pretty much any game that lets you do something like this. Let's start taking a little bit of discipline. And honestly, we can probably just go back to town here. So we need to refresh, get new rumors and everything. Okay, find the elemental air in the fungal caves, sure. Beat up some frogs, don't use your flask. 164 job points is a considerable reward. Okay, so I guess we're going back to the caves. Let's save up for creeping death next, I suppose. I'm gonna grab my harvest, because otherwise I'm afraid I won't remember when I start the next episode. Yes, well, sell here. Let's see if he has anything cool. Sure, grain and chicken. Breakfast of champions. Alright, well, I think this character is developing nicely. I'm excited to actually get to the spell shaping part of our spell shaper character. We're going to need another 3 or 4 hotkey bars, unfortunately. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. There will be spell shaping, I swear. And we'll see you then.